Got a ton of things to do in Northeast PA, and I can prove it. Good morning, I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and here are 3 cool things in Northeast PA this weekend. Edwardsville Festival promises doughy delights, but will your stretchy pants survive the feast? The Edwardsville Pierogi Festival kicks off today and runs through Sunday in Luzerne County with over 80 vendors serving up delicious pierogies and more. The event features live music, kids' activities, a festive atmosphere, drawing crowds of celebration of Polish heritage and community spirit. It's open to all, and it's a great way to enjoy the local flavors and summer fun. Edwardsville Pierogi Festival is so good, the last time I was there, I actually proposed to a dumpling. Will you unleash your inner Picasso or just doodle in embarrassment? Scranton Cultural Center's Summer Arts Festival in Lackawanna County is happening Saturday and Sunday. It's a free event. Local artists showcase their work. There's live performances, interactive workshops for kids and adults. It's held in downtown Scranton. It offers a family-friendly environment for exploration of the region's creative talent and enjoying a weekend of cultural activities. I'm heading down to see if someone calls my stick figure drawings a modern masterpiece. And if you want to eat, well, you grab fresh produce or maybe wrestle a zucchini. The Monroe County Farmer Market opens on Saturday in Strasburg. It's from 8 a.m. to noon at Courthouse Square in Strasburg. Shoppers can find fresh fruits and veggies, baked goods, handmade crafts from local vendors. It's a weekly event that supports regional farmers and artisans, and it offers a lively setting for community members to connect and enjoy some quality goods. When you leave the farmer's market, your fridge will be greener than your billfold. There it is. 3 cool things happening in Northeast PA for you to do this weekend.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Sunday is Father's Day. Nick Cannon will spend the day with all 12 of his kids. Sorry, make that 13. Wait, never mind. Now it's 14. No, 15. The makers of Pampers is laying off 7,000 people. Don't feel bad for the workers. They had to put up with a lot of crap. Tim Allen turns 72 today. Now the only home improvement he's working on is getting a reverse mortgage.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in Monday for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Northeast PA's Classic Rock, Rock 107. Good morning, it's Prospector's show, and it is time for the epitome of masculinity, at least in his own mind, Mr. Manley on Rock 107.
Hey, Mr. Manley here with lesson number 652 in How to Be Manly. Here we are, another Father's Day that has me by the throat. I know I've expressed my feelings towards my mother, who, by the way, is still in the slammer, but my father, who is slammer-free, is way worse. When I got of age to start dating, my father would always make a move on every girl I brought home and point out all my flaws. It's because of that I'm not looking forward to celebrating Father's Day with him. I can just hear him now. Still no woman would have you. No grandchildren. I guess you've never had any fruit in your fruit of the looms. Trying to prove myself to my father, I have a lady friend named Valerie that's quite attractive, but we only socialize at a respectable distance. I told her my story, and being sympathetic, she agreed to come with me. When I told my father this past Wednesday that I had a nice young lady to accompany me, he said, with a stern voice, I'd like to meet her beforehand so as not to follow up the rest of the family. I agreed and said, we'll see you tomorrow night, and Valerie and I were off to meet dear old Dad. When we arrived, it was like living in the past. All the compliments for Valerie, and nothing but a handshake for me. Then Dad said, son, I forgot to pick up a bottle of wine. I'm sure Valerie would like some. Would you mind running to the liquor store? Well, no need to reply, as I was off. Just a little way down the road, I realized I left Valerie alone with my dad. When I returned, he was doing his hey routine. I grabbed Valerie and we were off. Valerie said, I can't believe he's your father. Really, you're nothing like him. You know how to treat a lady, make her feel special and touching inside. Suddenly it hit me. My daddy passed his legacy on to me. He really does care, and I knew that night I should honor him and do so in a manly manner. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, follow along in your manly manual, page number 652, and repeat after me. Number 1, treat a lady. Check out this treat. It knows how to treat a lady. Number 2, want to feel something special? Feel this. Now, isn't that special? Number 3, touching inside. To paraphrase Pat Benatar, I'll touch you deep inside. Shortly after, as Valerie is no longer a lady and is mistreating your treat, leaving it anything but special, and will no longer be able to touch deep inside as she plays Pat Benatar's Love is a Battlefield, you'll realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manley saying be manly and good day.
Pullman's son, Lewis Pullman, has also been cast along with Keke Palmer. No word on who they're playing. Also, no word on other returning cast members. Obviously, John Candy, Joan Rivers, Dick Van Patten won't be back since they're no longer with us. Mel released the first teaser yesterday. Now, there's no footage since filming hasn't started yet, but it starts with a text crawl like they started Spaceballs with. That makes fun of Star Wars and all the Star Wars prequels, sequels, sequels to the prequels, prequels to the sequels, and TV spin-offs. Then it also lists all the Dune, Jurassic Park, Avatar, Marvel movies, plus the 2 DC attempts to start a cinematic universe, and just about every other overdone franchise you can name. It's pretty cool.
After 40 years, we asked, what do the fans want? But instead, we're making this movie. May the Schwartz be with you.
Then after that quick appearance from Mel, we got a shot of Rick Moranis' cracked helmet and the tagline, The Schwartz Awakens in 2027. Did they just give us the actual title of the movie? I don't know. I can't wait to find out.
Dashboard. Complaints should be addressed to loudmouth yambag at rock107.com.
Hey, I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and here's what's got me jacked. It's that time of year. It's pothole season in Northeast PA. I mean, let's be honest. It's almost always pothole season in NEPA anyway, but spring makes it even worse. They're like freaking landmines out there. I'm just trying to get to Sheets for a coffee and maybe a tasty cake, and then bam, my car hits a crater so deep it could double as a kiddie pool. The roads out there look like they've been shelled by artillery, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. You're cruising along, maybe singing some Skinnerd or Zeppelin or, I don't know, AC/DC and feeling good, and then wham, your tire's shredded, your alignment's toast, and your spine's playing a maraca solo. These potholes aren't just holes, they're freaking portals to the underworld. I swear I saw one on Route 315 so big it swallowed a Prius whole. I'm sure the driver's still down there probably trading granola bars with mole people. And don't get me started on the fixes. They'll send some crew out there with a bucket of asphalt looking like they scooped it out of a dumpster, slap it in the hole like they're frosting a cupcake, and 2 days later, surprise, surprise, it's a pothole again. We're paying taxes out the wazoo, and all we get is a road that looks like the moon had acne on a bad day. Come on, PennDOT, get it together. My suspension's begging for mercy. The worst part? No warning, no signs, no cones, no nothing. You think you're going to put up a billboard saying, warning, potholes ahead, kiss your hubcaps goodbye. But no, you're just dodging these things like you're in some twisted video game. Instead of extra lives, though, you're losing $500 at the mechanic every day. Who's getting blamed when your axle snaps? Not the geniuses who let the roads turn into Swiss cheese. I'm sick and tired of playing pothole roulette every time I pull out of my driveway. NEPA deserves better than roads that make your car sound like it's gargling gravel. I'm Prospector. I'm for the people. Who's with me? I gotta go crazy, man.
Ever see the crazy guy screaming at the wall outside the Times building?
Where does this rage come from, my son?
Tweet us with hashtag I found Prospector, and we'll come and get him. Prospector, mornings on Rock 107. Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
I hope that the next time I try to get a tray at Bona Pizza. A couple in Sacramento, California needed to break a $100 bill to pay for a pizza, so they bought 2 lottery tickets, and one of them hit for $1 million.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Week, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
People are still really fired up over tipping culture. And that goes for people who expect tips, too. A 59-year-old man in Washington State named Robert Delahant was driving for DoorDash last week when he delivered a $100 order. Robert didn't get a tip in the system or a cash tip upon arrival, so he took matters into his own hands. He returned to the house the next morning with a loaded gun. Oh, he was also loaded, too, if you know what I mean. It sounds like Robert planned to intimidate them into giving him a tip, but the 19-year-old girl and her 55-year-old father weren't having it. Robert lifted his shirt to show he had a gun, and that's when the father started wrestling with him, got control of the gun, and shoved Robert down onto the driveway and demanded that he leave. Robert, the DoorDash driver, called police as he drove away, saying that he had returned after being cheated out of a tip and he was shoved by the father. He conveniently glossed over the loaded gun thing. The father and daughter said Robert was loud and mouthy and that he reeked of alcohol. Cops say he later admitted to drinking. Robert was charged with assault, harassment, and driving under the influence. His blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit. He also has a prior DUI conviction. DoorDash has also canned him. It doesn't sound like the father and daughter are in any trouble, and they didn't explain why they didn't tip.
Nominee number 2.
If this happened in a movie, you'd think it was too dumb to believe. But apparently some people still think they can get away with it. A 23-year-old man named John Robinson was late for his Sprint Airlines flight from Detroit to L.A. last Thursday morning, so he called in a bomb threat. The plane was still there, and they did have to remove all the passengers, interview them, and screen them again. They finally let the flight leave 6 hours later, but John was arrested when he arrived at the airport later that day to take a different flight. Sounds like he wasn't going to be able to take that delayed flight anyway, so I guess the bomb threat was pointless. Police say they easily traced a call back to John using phone records, and he later admitted to the FBI that he made the call with the hope that it would delay the flight long enough for him to make it. John was charged with maliciously giving false information about an explosive.
Nominee number 3.
Long before he was being slapped at award shows, Chris Rock had a song in 1999 called No Sex in the Champagne Room. This guy wasn't born yet, so maybe give him a pass. A 21-year-old man in Florida was arrested on Sunday after he called 911 and said a stripper wouldn't have sex with him. It happened at a place called Oz Gentlemen's Club. He's originally from Saudi Arabia, which doesn't have strip clubs, so he probably is not familiar with how they do things. He told 911 that he requested sex from a staff member and gave them $300. They took him to a private room and did not sex him up. $300 is the price of their 30-minute VIP champagne room package. He was still on the phone when cops got there. They said he smelled like booze and was slurring his words. It turned out he just turned 21 last week. They arrested him for misusing 911 and released him the same day on $500 bail.
Nominee number 4.
This jerk is quite the animal whisperer. A 40-year-old man in Kentucky named Jonathan Mason was arrested for releasing a wild raccoon into a bar. He allegedly did it because they'd thrown him out and warned him not to return. The raccoon did bite somebody inside. There aren't any specifics on that, but it sounds like they'll be okay. Police say they're familiar with the guy who's known as Cowboy Cody. Back in December, he drunkenly rolled a mule into a liquor store. The mule was taken away by police. A few days after that, he was hammered again and unsuccessfully tried to retake the mule, so he was arrested.
And the winner is...
the man who made a false bomb threat so he wouldn't miss a flight to Los Angeles. You are the Yam Bag of the Week. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107.